I'd like to open up the Conservation Commission meeting for November 16th, 2023. If there's anyone present in the room or online that would like to record the session, please let us know. Please note that we are making a video and audio recordings of the meeting, and there will be minutes, official minutes, presented in the record in the Conservation Office at a later date. So you wanted to update on the...
Yes, so we have a few special guests with us for a few minutes this evening, and we had a conservation event today, and I'd like to invite one of our special guests up to tell us about the event. So, help you with that.
It's a little high.
Can you state your name and address for the record, please?
Hi, my name is JD Hagan. I live at 13 Woodhaven Drive.
Good job. And what would you like to tell us about today, JD?
Today we had an event that we talked about what kind of wetlands there are, the animals that live at wetlands, and
And where do animals live? What do we call that?
and their habitats.
Yeah. And where was this event at, JD? Do you remember where we were? We went for a hike. Where did we go to a hike down to?
A river.
A river. Which river was it? Do you remember? Did we go down to the Charles River?
We went down to the Charles River.
At the Riverbend Conservation Area. And what was the best thing you learned on our adventure? With
That
lots of friends.
There's a bunch of different kinds of wetlands.
Very good. Well, thank you, JD, for sharing about the event with us. We had a great little turnout with a lot of friends that came. We did a nature scavenger hunt, talked about different types of wetlands and habitats and wetlands animals. Yeah. Is there anything else you wanted to share? No? Okay. Thank you, JD.
Welcome.
Nice job. Nice job. You're good.
Can you tell us what will there be any more live events scheduled in the future?
Yes, so that's a great question, Jeff. So we are working on rolling out some more events going forward. We don't have anything on the calendar currently, but we will update everybody as soon as we have more educational events going forward. We're hoping sort of on a bi-monthly basis to have something with educational content for the community. So we will keep everyone posted on our progress there.
Great, thank you. Okay. Moving forward, I'd like to open up the hearing for the ANRAD for 1 Paddock Lane. Rika, is there anything?
It looks like Mitch, the wetland scientist for the applicant, is on Zoom.
Okay. Oh, sorry, yes, thank you very much. I forgot, I have to do roll call. Roll call, please.
Richard Johnson here.
Mark LePage here.
Jeff Milne.
Jeff Livingstone,
Meg Hagan.
Michael Ryan,
Roger Trahan.
and no one online, right? Okay,
We're all here.
okay, good. Everybody's here. Okay. All right, so, okay. Anyone from 1 Paddock Lane would like to say anything about the ANRAD?
Yes, this is Mitch Maslenka with Goddard Consulting. I'm here representing the applicant Nabi Yunus for his ANRAD at 1 Paddock Lane. So Rika had requested that we join the meeting tonight and discuss a couple of updates because it's been quite a while since we've been giving you guys some solid updates in front of the public hearing sector. So we've gone out to do peer review on the wetland delineation. That was back in May or June. And there were some wetland flags that had been adjusted. So we had the survey go out there, resurvey the flags. We looked at the plan and we felt like there was a couple of areas that we could tweak a little bit based on the evidence we found and some soils and vegetation. So we went out, adjusted a couple of new areas, and we're just waiting for some survey to come back with new site plans so that we can bring that to the commission, have you guys review it one last time, perhaps have Brika come out there, check out a couple of the flag revisions, and then you guys can approve the plan at some later date. So right now we're just waiting on some survey. It's taken a while over the summer, just with some busy schedules on our end and on the surveyor's end to come up with a site plan for you guys. So I apologize for the delay. We have just been continuing every 2 weeks, it seems like, so that's not exactly cool with you guys. So perhaps we'll just continue it out, maybe a month, give the surveyor some time to get out there, survey the new flags, and then we can get it to you guys with enough time for you guys to look it over. So that's my update for you guys, and let me know if you have any further questions.
So, do you want to continue it to the next meeting, or do you want to continue it a month out?
That's,
Uh,
oh,
A month out would probably be most realistic, yeah.
Do you want to go 2 weeks, 2 or 4 weeks?
historically, the commission has always gone 2 weeks. I have no problem putting it a month out. 1 month out, though, is our last meeting of the year.
Okay, yes, so just, you do know that is the last meeting of the year, right?
Yeah, and then it moves into 2024.
Right.
So when is your next meeting in 2024? Do you know yet, or
Do you-
still working?
Do you have that schedule?
Yeah, it's January 11th.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I think it's reasonable to push it out 1 month from here, and that'll give us time to survey, get you guys a plan, and look it over.
What would be that exact date?
The 14th.
14th? So that's December 14th?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, is there anyone that has any comments on One Paddock Lane, either in the audience or online? Okay, there being none, I'll take a motion to continue the ANRAD for One Paddock Lane to December 14th at 7:01 PM.
Mr. Chairman, I'll give you a motion to continue the NRAD for 1 Paddock Lane to 12/14/701.
Second that.
Second, okay? Round robin,
Vote to continue.
Vote to continue.
To continue.
continue,
Vote to continue.
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 We are continued till December 14th.
Thanks for the update, Mitch.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you, Commission. Have a good night.
Thank you. Okay, moving on, I'd like to open up the NOI for 15 Liberty Way. I have a note here, Bricolai, that there's currently yet no DEP number, correct?
That's correct. And the additional scope and fee got lost in the internet. So that
Lost
will
in
be
the
paid.
internet? Okay.
Yes, so that will be paid shortly. The applicant did state that someone would be available just to give a brief update, but otherwise, I would recommend a continuance since we're still waiting for that fee and final review.
Okay. Does the applicant want to make an update?
Yes, I'm more than happy to. This is Andrew Debo with Goddard Consulting. I'm just here to give you guys a quick update, and then we'll be continuing to the next meeting. Everything that Bricolai said is correct. The update I have for you guys is very soon there will at least be a new invasive species management plan and planting plan coming. Since the last meeting, Chris Frederelli from our office did have a site walk with the DPW to take a look at the restoration areas. They reached an agreement that in the easement, there can't be any sort of woody plantings due to access. They have to be able to mow it. So you will be receiving an updated planting plan where all of the woody plantings will be outside of the easement, and the easement will be treated and seeded. So that will be coming within a week for the commission to take a look at by the next meeting. But otherwise, the work is ongoing and will be continuing to the next.
Okay. Is there anyone present in the building or online that has any comments on 15 Liberty Way? Okay. There being none, I'll take a motion to continue the NOI for 15 Liberty Way for November 30th at 7:01 PM.
I'll give you a motion to continue the NOI for 15 Liberty Way to November 30th at 7:01 PM.
Second that.
Okay, round robin,
Vote to continue.
Vote to continue.
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 Vote to continue.
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 Continued to November 30th at 7:01 PM. Thank you.
Thanks, Andrew.
Okay, moving on. I'd like to open up the hearing for the NOI for Zero Upper Union Street Solar. Bricolai, do you have anything on this?
No updated information. I did not receive a request for continuance from the applicant. I'm unsure if the applicant is on Zoom. But otherwise, all the same, given that we're still waiting on revised survey and information, I would recommend a continuance.
Okay. Is there anyone here from Zero Upper Union Street Solar?
Yep, and you have me again for this project.
Okay.
For the,
Okay.
Oh, Andrew, I'm sorry.
Goddard.
I'm
No worries.
sorry.
It's usually Colleen that speaks first, but she's actually not available tonight, so I'm just here to give a quick update.
Sure.
So as Bricolai noted, we had not submitted an official continuation request. We were trying to get the docs into the commission. We just didn't meet our deadline there, so we are actually looking to submit everything you guys are looking for by tomorrow. So the goal
Okay.
here is to get everything in by the end of the week, give the commission about 2 weeks to kind of dive into, you know, the new plans, the peer review responses, to have a productive meeting on the 30th. So I'm actually just here to request a verbal continuance. The only other update is that we do now have our DEP file number. We were issued file number 1591281. So we will be providing responses to any comments that DEP had as well, but those will be coming well in advance of the next meeting for a more productive discussion.
Okay, great. Great. Is there anyone in the audience or online that has any comments on Zero Upper Union Street Solar? Okay. There being none, I'll take a motion to continue the NOI for Zero Upper Union Street Solar to November 30th at 7:02 PM.
I'll give you a motion to continue the NOI on 0 Upper Union Street Solar to November 30th at 7:02.
Okay. Round robin?
Vote to continue.
Vote to continue.
To continue.
Continue?
Vote to continue.
Continue?
Continue.
We are continued. Zero Upper Union Street Solar is continued to November 30th at 7:02 PM.
Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Andrew.
Moving on, I'd like to open up the ANRAD for 124-126 Grove Street. Bricolai, any new?
Yep, so the applicant has submitted a soil analysis 2 days ago on November 14th, so I have not yet time to review, and I doubt Beta has yet had the time to review as such.
Okay.
And the applicant has requested a continuance to allow for more time for survey and to submit revised information, so.
Okay. There's a note here about the green cards.
I've mentioned it.
Okay.
We still need them.
We still need them? Okay.
Yes.
Need the green cards. Okay. Is there anyone present or online that has any comments on the ANRAD for 124-126 Grove Street?
Actually, Bricolai, so what are we looking for with the soil analysis? Is that?
So we were, oh gosh, John, correct me if I misrepresent, no, there's a lot of projects. So we are looking to determine the jurisdictional status of the on-site basins and wetland basins on-site. So we had requested additional soil information to help make that determination.
Okay, cool.
So,
Thank you.
yes.
Okay. Okay, there being no comment from online or in the building, I'll take a motion to continue 120, the NREF for 124-126 Grove Street to November 30th at 7:03 PM.
I'll give you a motion to continue the ANRAD for 124-126 Grove Street to November 30th at 7:03 PM.
Second.
Second, round robin?
Vote to continue.
Vote to continue.
To continue.
Continue?
Vote to continue.
Continue?
Continue.
Okay. Thank you. The ANRAD for 124-126 Grove Street is continued to November 30th at 7:03 PM. Moving on, I'd like to open the hearing for the ANRAD for Tri-County Regional Vocational Technical High School. Bricolai, there's a note here, yet no DEP number, and potentially local filing only?
Yes, yes, so I can explain in
Okay.
detail a little bit more. So, John, Anna, both from Beta, myself, and the Tri-County party met on site 2 days ago to review the delineation. The delineation was mostly accurate, only 4 flags were moved.
Okay.
My comment about the DEP number required, potentially local filing only, is that there's a network of stormwater drainage ways across the property, and the applicant has to submit information to show that those were designed accurately, up to snuff, up to stormwater standards. Same thing with basins on site that the applicant is proposing as being stormwater features. So we need to determine those drainage channels, where there's intaking water from, if there's any structures, which will help determine if the wetlands that abut these drainage ways are BVW or not.
Okay.
Because then those drainage ways could be considered intermittent streams as well. So there's a few different pathways that we're still working down with ANRAD, but the applicant has their direction to, investigate the stormwater infrastructure a little bit more in depth, see how it was designed way back in the 70s. It's an initial infrastructure, and then get back to us. In addition to a revised survey for those 4 flags.
Is that all back in the solar area?
Um,
Or all over?
So they need to look at the entire system for the entire property. Yes, and then depending on those intermittent streams, the drainage ways, intermittent streams, will determine jurisdictional status of the wetlands in the solar field.
Okay.
On the left-hand side, top and left,
Yep.
not what I would consider IVW underneath the solar panels.
Are all these wetlands that they're coming up with new ones or existing ones that were there when they put the thing in?
So, burden of proof is on the applicant to demonstrate that they were not existing prior to the solar panel install.
Okay.
How long ago were the solar panels put in?
2016 to 2018, I want to say, based on aerial imagery. It was over a couple years process. If the commission would like to investigate, do their own desktop review, if you were to go into Franklin Access GIS, our town GIS software, and in the upper right-hand corner, there's base maps. So that is a button and it has 4 squares on it, just similar to Google Maps where you can turn on satellite or street view, right? So in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see 3 tabs, local, regional, and something else. If you go to regional, it's going to have really crisp, really clear aerial imageries that you can go back in time.
Cool.
So,
Okay,
and if you need help navigating that, just let me know. But
thank you.
Just, I think, Roger, for a point of reference on that question, because that is a really good question. When the solar panels went up, wetlands can change every 3 years. So that's why most of our permits are permitted for 3 years, because then you can see changes within 3 years. So things should be reassessed every 3 years. So knowing that that's more than 3 years out,
Things can change.
yeah.
Great.
nice.
Any other questions from the commission? Is there anyone in the audience or online that has any questions or comments about Tri-County Regional Vocational Technical High School? Okay. There being none, I will take a motion to continue the ANRAD for Tri-County Regional Vocational Technical High School to November 30th at 7:04 p.m.
Mr. Chairman, I'll give you a motion to continue the NRAD for Tri-County Regional Vocational Technical High School to 11:30, 7:04.
Second that?
Okay,
Vote to continue.
Vote to continue.
Vote to continue.
continue.
Vote to continue.
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 We are continued. The ANRAD for Tri-County Regional Vocational Technical High School is continued to November 30th at 7:04 p.m. Moving along, I'd like to open up the hearing for the NOI for 0 Bent Street. Nicolai, do you have anything for this?
I do not. Beta did just submit a peer review letter earlier this week. I have yet to review it. I did not get a request for continuance from the applicant, but I can say that based on Christopher Lucas's email signature, he is on vacation, so.
Okay, all right. So, are there any questions about this? No? Is there anyone here representing 0 Bent Street? Is there anyone in the audience or online that has any comments or questions about 0 Bent Street? Okay, there being none. Sorry?
I do have comments, but they're not going to.
They're not here, then we're just going to continue to the next meeting. Do you want to wait to the next meeting?
Yeah, we'll wait.
Okay, all right.
You want me to answer? No, so we're still in the peer review process, so
Right.
the ball is essentially in our court right now to provide them a response. We have provided that response, but they haven't had yet time to review it either, and I haven't had time yet. So, yeah.
We're good then. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right. Anything else? No? Okay. I'll take a motion to continue the NOI for 0 Bent Street to November 30th at 7:05 PM.
I'll give you a motion to continue the NOI for 0 Bent Street to November 30th at 7:05.
Second.
Ron Robbins?
Vote to continue.
Vote to continue.
What to do, continue.
Continue.
Vote to continue.
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 And we are continued. NOI for 0 Bent Street is continued to November 30th at 7:05 PM. Okay, moving along, I'd like to open up the hearing for the NOI for 100 Populatic Street. Brika, I have a comment here, no DEP number.
Yes, so unfortunately, while all other conditions, I'd feel comfortable recommending approval for this project, we do not have a DEP number. So we will have to continue.
Okay, all right. That's too bad.
Yeah. But we're close, hopefully in the
They're
next 2
very
weeks, right?
very close to closing. Okay. Is there anyone here from 100 Populatic Street?
Yes, for the last time tonight, this is Goddard Consulting. This is the last time you have to deal with me. But yes, echoing what Brika had said, unfortunately there was no DEP file number issued for this in time. We had reached out to DEP to see if we could get it for tonight. It just hadn't happened. At this point, we had submitted responses to most of the open comments, the functions and values, characteristics of the bylaw. Started talking about the best management practices for knotweed. We added jute netting for the slope or similar 100% biodegradable. So we have our comments answered and ready to go. We're happy to have the commission condition in a construction sequence. So we're just waiting for that DEP file number, make sure we're all buttoned up on that end, and then we'll be back at the next meeting to hopefully close this out with you guys.
Okay, all right, terrific. Okay, any questions? Questions? No?
No.
Is there anyone online or in the audience has any questions or comments about 100 Populatic Street? Okay, there being none, I'll take a motion to continue the NOI for 100 Populatic Street to November 30th at 7:06 PM.
I'll give you a motion to continue the NOI for 100 Populatic Street to November 30th at 7:06 PM.
Second.
Okay.
Vote to continue.
Vote to continue.
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 Vote to continue.
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 Okay, we are continued. The NOI for 100 Populatic Street is continued to November 30th at 7:06 PM.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.
Thanks, Andrew.
Thanks, Andrew.
Okay.
It's already-
Let the record show that Megan has recused herself for this hearing. I'd like to open up the hearing for the OOC amendment for 137 Mastro Drive. Brika, do you have any information about this?
I do, but it looks like we actually have the
Okay.
applicant here to present, so if you
Okay,
don't mind.
please go ahead. Thank you.
Sure. Good evening, Brandon Carr with DePreet Engineering. Brika, do you have the plan you could throw up on the screen? Or?
Tyler's working on it.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
So we're here for an amendment to the order of conditions issued for 137 Mastro Drive. It's the construction of a single-family house, but what was in the Concom's jurisdiction was the access. The driveway had a stream crossing with a culvert. We were then back a few months ago for an amendment to the plan to add the septic system, so that might be more recent in your mind. So just to give you an update on the overall site, the construction of the house is underway, the foundation's in, framing's about 3/4 of the way done. I think the septic's being put in now, the well is in. So construction's pretty well moving on the back, around the house. The culvert is in, the driveway is roughed in, the erosion control is in, obviously the site clearing has been done. What we're here for tonight is an amendment to clarify and add the underground gas and electric services for the property. So basically gas, there's an existing gas main in the cul-de-sac and Mastro Drive that they'd be tapping off of. It's kind of on our side of the cul-de-sac, right outside the entrance there. And then that gas line would just come up the driveway into the house. The electric is kind of follows a similar path. It's a little more complex just because you have the pole boxes and things, but it comes down a pole on the northern side of Mastro Drive there at the bottom of the screen, underground, under the driveway to a residential transformer. It's if you see them, they're about 3 by 3, small scale transformer, and then it feeds back to a pole box and then up the driveway. Then there's another pole box and a couple handholds, and there's a pole box closer up to the house. That would be underground. Both underground services cross over the culvert, so they're going to go basically between the top of the culvert and the driveway surface. So there's on site, there's no expansion of the limit of work. All this work is proposed in the previously approved limit of work. For the majority of the run, both utilities are in the driveway. And then while they're out there, I guess seems like National Grid is running the electric across the cul-de-sac of Mastro Drive to an abutter on the western side. There's an existing handhole. I don't know if they're replacing the conduit to that, but they showed it on the schematic plan. It must be something they're going to take care of when they're out there. So that would be a trench across Mastro. And basically, other than where it comes down the pole and then underground to our site, but the pole boxes, the transformer, and the handholds at the end of our driveway are all within the 200-foot riverbank. So that's jurisdiction of the commission, but they're right adjacent to the driveway. If you go out there, the reason why they're on the left is there's a the transformer's on the left, there's a pole box on the right side of the driveway. It's a pretty substantial tree on the right side, so I think that's why they placed it all on the left. It is a little bit more into the riverfront, but I think they're trying to avoid that tree on the corner there. In the transformer we submitted, National Grid's kind of standard construction details with the project, their pamphlet. The transformer has a liner underground, so there is a small amount of oil in the transformers, but there's basically build like a stone containment pit underneath it, and then they place the pad on top of that to prevent any spills or anything like that. So that's pretty much an overview of where we're what we're proposing to add to the plan here. Just to note, there was originally water and sewer coming in from Mastro, so it's kind of like we've traded services in a way, but the homeowner chose to switch to a well and septic just because of cost and proximity, how far back the house is set off the road. So if you have any questions, we're here to answer them.
So the amendment is that you're putting in a new underground electric and gas electric in the existing unpaved driveway.
Correct.
And putting in a septic tank and a well instead of.
Well, the septic tank, it was already approved, correct, yes.
So it's those two things.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the situation with the electric before this?
It just wasn't shown on the previous plan. So basically what happened was National Grid came out to pull their permit, flagged it at conservation that it wasn't on the original plan, so we're just basically adding it to the plan.
I got you.
So I think the original plan was approved like 7 or 8 years ago, it was a while ago. And there wasn't a lot of fine detail on that plan that was approved then.
Got it, okay,
So-
thanks.
Did you have any comments?
No, he answered most of it.
Okay. You had a note about erosion controls, additional erosion
It
controls?
was just to confirm for the record that you weren't putting in any additional erosion control because there's existing erosion
Yeah,
control.
there's existing erosion control in the area up near the road. It's probably a day or two of work, so it's
Okay.
not going to be disturbed long, and they'll seed it, but the erosion control does come all the way out to the cul-de-sac, so this would all be kind of contained there, and we'll make sure that if any needs to be added, we can add it
Yes.
if there's any disturbance, yeah.
Okay, all right. Any other questions, guys?
I'm good.
No? Okay. Is there anyone in the audience or anyone online who has any comments or questions about 137 Master Drive? Yes? No?
No.
Okay. All right, I guess we're going to continue this through?
You just, approve the
I'm sorry, approve.
OOC amendment. Yep.
Approve the amendment, right?
Yep.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. I'll take a motion to approve the amendment for 137 Master Drive.
I'll give you a motion to approve the amendment to the 137 Master Drive as stated.
Second that?
Vote to continue.
For approve.
Approve.
I'm
wired.
sorry. I'm infecting everybody, okay?
I just,
Yes.
somebody try to come up on
There's been
Zoom?
somebody
She's for
twice.
an MBZA, so I think she's
Yeah, I
just-
did,
I think
yeah,
she
I
just
don't,
don't need to.
yes.
Vote to approve.
Good catch, though.
Good catch.
Approve, approve, approve.
Approve?
Approve.
Okay.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Amendment's approved. The order of conditions
yes.
amendment for 137 Master Drive is approved.
You can probably just give them to Tyler, actually. Thank you so much.
So you can tell Megan she can come back.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Now we move on to the general business and with the section minor buffer zone activities. The first one we will open is for 74 Elm Street. Brika, do you have anything on this?
Yes, so the property owner, Jane, she's on Zoom with us. This is an MBZA for tree removal. Several are deemed hazardous within the 50 to 100-foot buffer zone to inland bank, intermittent stream. The applicant does propose to leave the stumps in place and volunteered, before I could even suggest, leave trunks, approximately 6 feet high where applicable. All access and work is proposed with an existing disturbed lawn or driveway. However, I did just want to clarify for the record, Jane, how many trees are you looking to remove, including the trees along the road?
I don't have a number. I just made that map. If you want to wait a minute, I can go get it and count them.
It's okay. It's a handful of them. Most of them are snags and widowmakers.
Okay.
And one of them is actually pretty cocked towards Elm Street,
Okay.
but on her property. So there we
Okay,
go.
okay.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Tyler.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why do we recommend they leave a stump 6 feet high?
Habitat.
Yeah, snags are snacks.
And it won't be any disturbance to the
That sounds
land.
scientific.
Yeah, so it is not required. The commission does not condition that trunks are left in place. Jane did volunteer. She wants to hang bird houses. You can hang bat boxes, owl boxes. They're perches. They're still snacks. There's good carbohydrate exchange back into the soil as the trunk dies. There's a whole slew of reasons.
Okay,
But
just curious.
yeah, we don't condition it. Just the stumps left in place. I always bring it up just because it's my job to bring it up.
So it's kind of like a best practice, if you will.
Yeah.
So is this the map that, this is the map?
Yes, yeah, so we were, I had homework to investigate the trees along the not the right of way, along the roadway to see if they were in town right of way or not, which is
Okay.
why I wanted to confirm how many trees. So,
It's not good to cut other people's tree down.
No.
Are we talking all those red dots?
And the only reason why there's so many, I had one tree guy come, and I didn't realize, to talk to you guys in the town. And he was telling me that I have to cut down one tree to get to the other tree. So I don't know if that's true or not, and I won't know until I talk to multiple tree companies.
so this is a situation where it's ask for more, do less, hopefully.
Okay.
I don't want to take down all of them, but this one company told me that I had to take down some of the trees to get to the really big ones that are dangerous.
Okay.
If I could leave some up, I will, believe me.
Yeah, right.
I have to talk to the different tree companies.
So maybe because I'm reading your faces, to maybe mitigate this scenario. So it is a general condition of all MBZA's that I receive notification prior to starting
Right,
work. And I
that's what I
can
was
just
gonna
check
say
in
too.
and keep
Yeah.
pace with Jane at that
Yeah,
point.
yeah, right. So we just agree, yeah, so.
Yeah.
Right, so the applicant just agrees to keep Brika Lai apprised of what,
Yep.
basically, with the number of trees and what's going on, basically, that's all, right? So,
Absolutely. As soon as I know, she'll know.
right.
Thanks, Jane.
Right, okay, so,
So you're cutting down over 20 trees?
I don't want to.
she doesn't know.
I know,
Believe me.
I-
She doesn't know.
that's
She
very
doesn't
good,
know.
but I was,
She doesn't
okay.
know.
When you continue to
And, I
scroll
mean,
the,
it looks like plot on here, but if you come out there, and you look at the trees, the ones that are at the end of my driveway are massive trees that, keep breaking off and going into the street every winter. And there's, trees that have, big, huge branches that have fallen into the trees that need to come down as well. That they're just laying across the trees, which is very dangerous too.
This is a better look than that map.
Well, I try to do the best I could.
Yeah, no, this gives you a better picture of what, yeah, I see what you're doing. Good,
I'm sympathetic because I have
yeah.
what's reported to be the oldest ash tree in Franklin, and it has a couple of very large limbs that go way out into the yard and the street. And this winter, because of all the rain and stuff, it's been dropping these things, and you hear them when they
Yes,
come down.
yeah.
Oh,
They
yeah.
come down, I mean, they're like this big,
Yeah.
and it's like thud. It's like, what was that? Oh, another piece came
Another
down.
tree fell down.
Right,
No.
so,
That looks good. Cut 'em
And I
down.
have one directly over my porch, which is gonna land on my porch soon.
yeah,
Yeah.
great.
That's not good.
Terrific. Yeah, okay. All right, I think we can vote to approve the MBZA,
Sure.
right?
I'll give you a motion to approve the MBZA for 74 Elm Street.
Second that.
Okay, Robin, approve?
Vote to approve.
Vote to approve. Approve.
Approve.
vote to approve.
Approve?
Approve.
Approved. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jane.
The MBZA is approved for 74 Elm Street.
Thank you, and Brika, I'll let you know as soon as I know.
Thank
Sounds
you.
good, Jane.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jane.
Thank you.
Now let's move on to the MBZA for 84 Palomino Drive. Brigalai?
Yeah, I'm not sure if the property owner is with us. I know he mentioned that he might have had, either conferences with his child or some other school-related meeting.
Okay.
But all the same, this is an easy lift. So this MBZA is for, a fence install and the movement of a shed at 84 Palomino Drive. The shed is already existing. It's above ground, just on pavers, so the shift would just be, you know, minor and de minimis in nature anyways. So the fence itself measures about, what did I say, 100 linear feet?
Yeah.
Thank you. With approximately 1 square foot posts. If the applicant, her property owner was here, I was going to ask to confirm the square footage of the shed. But regardless of that, our MBZA, you know, is allotted up to 1,000 square feet of impact, and he is well below that.
Okay.
So, I would recommend approval, and then for the record, I have it in my agent report, but this is within the 50 to 100 foot buffer zone to BVW, so.
Okay.
Existing lawn, existing disturbed areas.
It is existing.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
yeah,
all existing.
Okay. Unless anyone has any additional questions, I think we can probably approve this MBZA for 84 Palomino Drive. I'll take a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'll give you a motion to approve the MBZA for 84 Palomino Drive.
Second.
Second. Round robin.
Vote to approve.
Vote to approve.
Vote to approve.
Approve.
Vote to approve.
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 Okay, approved. The MBZA for 84 Palomino Drive is approved. Thank you. Now we move on to the last MBZA of the evening, 85 Partridge Street. Brigalai?
Not to be a parrot, but same situation. I thought perhaps the property owner would be in attendance, but they're not. again, easy lift, as you can see, there's a pretty significant widowmaker.
Oh, yeah.
Moving over the playground there.
Yeah.
So, tree
Yeah.
removal, several deemed hazardous within the 50 to
Yeah.
100-foot buffer zone. Yep.
Yep,
Edge.
yep, yep.
So,
It's gonna be tough getting them out of there.
so these photos are from earlier this spring. I went out to look, and the applicant is just now, doing the work, or would like to do the work. So, I would recommend approval.
Okay,
Stumps left in
I
place.
agree.
Okay, and you said the stumps will be left in place, at
Yes,
least
that's
the
a
agreement,
standard condition, and that I
Right.
communicate to all residents when I see them,
Okay.
but that's a hard limit. so.
And so, again, we assume that the applicant will communicate with you about the number, specifics?
Yeah.
Tree, all that,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay.
Bricolai, just for clarification here, are these trees, because I can't quite tell from the photos, are they on the yard side of the fence or behind the fence that are actually?
The ones
Oh.
back here are right behind the fence.
Okay.
So it's actually top of slope, so it is advantageous for the applicant to leave the stumps left in place, so they do not have erosion.
Stability there, yeah.
But then there are trees, thinking back to my site visit with the property owner, there are trees like to the left and behind us where you're looking at this photo, and those ones are actually in the yard.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Yep.
Is there any kind of like control, how the tree company gets in there? In other words, do they bring big machines or tracks or?
Yep, so when I typically, not typically, all the time, when I have these initial site visits with residents, I always suggest that they ask their tree company to bring in mats if they're mobilizing on their lawn, to ensure that the tree company isn't going to rut up their yard, and then they don't get in a battle with the tree company. Most times, the tree company will just mobilize from the driveway and then go over the house.
Yeah.
Or they'll climb and then cut and drop. They do not want to go on yards to prevent, that sort of same situation.
That 50-ton crane will leave a big divot in your lawn.
Yes.
I know.
Hmm.
So,
Thank you.
yeah.
Okay, given that, unless there's any other questions, I think we can approve the MBZA for 85 Partridge Street. I'll take a motion.
I'll give you a motion to approve the MBZA for 85 Partridge Street.
Second that. Yeah.
Okay,
Vote to approve.
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 Okay, approved, the MBZA for 85 Partridge Street is approved. And I think we move then down to violations and enforcement, 305 Union Street.
Oh, no.
Brika, do you have anything on additional on 305 Union Street? Anything further?
Was there?
No.
This is on the violation,
Yeah, just extension.
just an extension.
I think that was, do you have the other one too that's got?
Oh, you got my oops.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, I'm
We
sorry.
can go out of order, it's just dead business. Derek and I can wait.
Wait,
Oh, we can still do that one.
did I miss something?
Yeah,
Sorry.
2.2. Request for determination.
Oh, there was nothing listed. There's nothing
Yeah.
listed on this. So, sorry, apologize, I was reading the wrong thing. I apologize. Okay. Let's move back to request determination of applicability, flow devices, multiple locations, the flow device. Conversation. Thank you.
Good evening, Derek Adams, Franklin DPW Environmental Affairs. I live at 257 Fisher Street, pretty much, briefly I said. I come before you with the proposed installation of a keystone fence at select locations and also flex pond leveler at select locations. The last couple months, Franklin DPW personnel have spent significant time, effort, and energy breaking up beaver dams all over town. And not only is access an issue for a lot of these, some of them are far in the woods, other ones are right on the side of the road. The ones right on the side of the road, we have it down pat how we unclog them, but you're still bringing heavy equipment right by a water body, which always makes me a little, not uncomfortable, but I would rather install specific devices that will have long-term viability to solve this problem. And while we have spent that time, effort, and energy breaking the dams, the only option that we get to at this point is to trap them, and that's a lethal endeavor. So with what we had done last year on Abbey Lane, it's proved very successful, and we just want to apply that situation to other locations in town.
Okay.
So these are the beaver deceivers.
So yes, the beaver deceiver, also known as a flex pond leveler flow device, is essentially, if you think of the shape of a soda can, but 4 foot in diameter, a cage. You put a piece of pipe in it. You sink that cage with the pipe inside of it.
Yeah.
And then that's 20 feet away from the dam. And then you put the pipe through the dam itself, you muck it back up, and then the water will flow through continuously. And the beavers can't block it up, and that's not a problem to them because they assume that their engineering is sound, so.
They also help to reinforce it.
They do, yeah.
Yeah, they'll pack it in.
Yeah, they'll pack it.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And the Keystone fence is basically a single panel 4-foot fence with 2 pieces. We've used just typically the fence post itself to put it in. We keep it away from the edge a little bit so aquatic life can pass through. But it's a much better alternative to what we have now, and like I said, it's got long-term viability and minimally or negligibly disruptive to any sort of environmental impact. So
Do you have to put the cage at either end of the pipe, or will they not, they won't bother?
just the upstream
Just
side.
the inflow, right?
Yeah, just the inflow, just the intake. And then they're also appropriately sized, so we're looking at 12 to 15-inch pipes, which is above and beyond what would be needed for like 100-year storms, looking ahead, climate resilience, storm surges, things like that. Similarly, the Keystone fence and then the cage around the intake are very similar. Actually, I think they are the same material. And so the gauge of them would still allow for aquatic fish passage.
Oh,
What does the Keystone fence look like? It's two posts?
Yep, it's a trapezoid shape, so you
Yeah.
actually need four posts.
Four posts.
And what it does is, it's actually inverse of trapezoid. So the beaver, they're stimulated by the sound of running water. So
Yeah.
they hear the running water, so they'll come to dam the fence, but then they'll realize that as they're damming, they're getting farther and farther away from the culvert. So they'll either realize it's a fruitless effort, or they just stop hearing the sound of running water and they think they fixed it. So either one.
Smart little beavers.
So roughly how many of these devices do you think?
So 2 Keystone fences and then 4 locations for the flex pond leveler device,
Okay.
but the location at Delcart would have 4 in itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Potentially 4.
Okay.
We'd like to permit, and I would suggest, even though I'm recused, permitting for the entire property so that if we install a device here and the beaver decides to dam, just up
Oh, yeah.
on Norbrook, we can do the same thing.
Some of these beavers must be putting dams in places where it'd be the devil to get to, right? That's what you're suggesting?
Yes, luckily we have a good rapport with some of the homeowners that are near them because we have to use their property to access these locations, specifically at
People
Delcart.
get flooded out, man. So how many beavers we got out there?
Have we trapped this year?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
14, not just at Delcart's, but all over town, 14.
14 beavers.
So if I may put a little bias in there, I do not want to keep hitting the button to approve beaver trapping permits.
Great.
And there's also a cost associated with
I'm sure.
beaver trapping, so the
I'm
installation of one of these devices would be less than the trapping just for 1 year, and of
Oh,
course, this
yeah.
would last for many years.
So you're seeking to put in how many of these devices?
9, potentially.
Potentially 9.
Up to 9?
Yep.
And they're all at Delcart's?
No, they are at, so for the record, it's Spring Street, Pleasant Street, Summer Street, Prospect Street, and Lincoln Street.
All town-owned property, all town-owned infrastructure.
Yeah.
So we're going to endeavor to fool the beavers
We're going to try.
for the long
I
term.
love
But keep them alive, so,
it. Yeah, that's good.
yep.
Better than those alternative.
Yeah, I don't think they appreciate that.
I don't think they realize.
I know.
But I mean, yes.
Now, during, you said they're good for like a 100-year storm, let's say. What if we have a real dry summer, that 15-inch pipe is still wide open?
Yeah, that would be basically no harm, no foul, because
Yeah.
if there was no flow, it would just be sitting there as
Yeah.
is.
Yep, so it sits right at the designated pond level.
Okay.
So in some situations where flooding is imminent, you know, you can lower the water level and then sit that pipe where you want it. What we're proposing is not to alter where the water level is now, so we just keep it where it is.
So that pipe doesn't sit at the bottom of the water level, it's up somewhere?
Correct, yeah, so the metal cage itself, it depends on where you're gonna cut that
Yeah.
metal cage to put the
Yeah.
pipe into. Yep.
And then there is a slight gradient also, so
Yeah.
when you notch the dam is where it's kind of like siphoning.
Right.
Yeah, so where you notch the dam and where you put that pipe in will help determine how you want it to flow out.
Out of curiosity, what is assuming everything goes to plan, what's the suggested timing? Is this a project that happens now, happens next spring?
Would like to work on it through the winter if
Oh,
we
through the winter,
could, if
okay.
it's conditions permit,
Okay.
without snow and things like that. But basically take a couple weeks, depending on the workload, to build the structures, and then a designated day where conditions are favorable to install them.
If I remember,
Conservation flotation.
well, if I remember historically, it's usually the springtime when we get to start getting the rains and people start complaining
Mhm.
about the flooding, right?
Yeah.
And then that leads to calls, go out and do something about the beavers. That
Yep.
kind of- right.
But, I mean, as we've seen in the last couple of years, it's been raining a lot during the winters too.
Yeah.
So,
True, true.
At this point, it's just a 365 day
Right.
a year concern of
Right, right.
being able
It's
to.
a good
do
idea.
those.
Okay,
Sounds like a win-win.
all right.
It's either that or something very more terminal.
Yes.
So you're looking for a negative determination? Yep.
Yep, acknowledging that this is infrastructure, soft, temporary infrastructure in resource areas, but will not cause adverse impact to said resource areas.
Okay. 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 Any other questions, guys?
Thanks for the explanation.
Yeah, it's
Thank
good.
you.
Okay.
I hope it works.
Thanks.
Do we vote on negative determination then, basically? Yes, okay. I'll take a motion for a negative determination for the flow devices, the anti-beaver, or I should say, beaver deceiver flow devices, at various locations.
I'll give you a motion for a negative determination on the flow devices, AKA beaver deceivers at multiple locations.
Okay. Second, okay.
I'll vote to approve that.
Vote to approve.
Wasn't approved.
Approve,
Vote to approve.
approve,
Approve.
okay, approve.
Thanks, Derek. Thanks for going.
Save the
Hi,
viewers.
sorry, can I have a question?
Yes.
Sure.
Hi, this is Renata Aguilarova. I'm at 38 Palomino Drive, and I don't know when the locations were read where these devices will go. I am not sure if one of them was Beaver Pond. I know there is a couple places where the beavers dam up the culverts under the paths there and the road that goes to the town well. I don't know if the gentleman can answer.
I don't have one specifically proposed for that property. That one we have cleaned by hand a couple times. I didn't see much return activity afterward, but I can certainly look into that tomorrow and see where that stands.
Yeah, because it is dammed up. It's blocked by large branches and the water is not flowing in the area at all. So they are busy. They do. I do walk there a lot.
Yeah,
they do plug it up basically daily there.
Okay, is
Like
this
if you let it.
the walking path in between, like the beach itself going toward the access road, the DPW access road?
Correct,
Okay.
right. So
Yep.
that's one place, right? And that's the other place is if you go through the gate that goes to the town well. So you would have the beaver pond on your right. So you walk to the access road, you take a right.
Yep.
And you go through the gate, and then there you will see pond on the right, the beaver pond, and the marsh pond on the left, and there is another culvert under there, and I believe that one's plugged up as well. There's no water flow.
Okay, I'll go check it out. I do know some of those are many years old, and there is that box culvert closer to the DPW. I know it's all DPW property, but the building, the DPW building, that box culvert there.
Okay.
So I'll look into it and see if those are antiquated and flowing, because I know that I've seen them personally, and both sides have been underwater, which would indicate the equilibrium that wouldn't be conducive to flow either way. But I can certainly look into that
Okay.
further.
All right, thank you, appreciate it.
Yep.
Thanks, Renata. Thanks, Derek.
Thanks.
Okay, now it looks like we move on to the certificates of compliance. We have the first one for Lot 5 Prospect Street.
I'd recommend approval. This is another Marcelo Alves project where he's just coming in for a certificate of compliance. If the commission remembers, earlier this spring, we had actually, this wasn't a denial, but he came to file with conservation, and I went out and looked at the property, and there was some significant drainage issues and erosion happening. So we suggested that, he mitigate that and come back at the end of the year. So he did. I did go out to both Lot 5 and Lot 6, and they're both up to snuff. So I'd recommend approval.
Okay.
Okay, so we should have separate votes for Lot 5 and Lot 6. I'll take a motion for Lot 5.
Approval?
Approval for the COC.
Mr. Chairman, I'll give you a motion to approve the COC for Lot 5 on Prospect Street.
Second that?
Second.
Vote to approve.
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 Vote to approve.
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 Approval. The COC for Lot 5 Prospect Street is approved. I'll take a motion for Lot 6.
Give you a motion to approve the COC for Lot 6 Prospect Street.
Second.
Okay.
Vote to approve.
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 Vote to approve.
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 We have approval. The COC for Lot 6 Prospect Street is approved. Now we can go to violations and enforcements, 305 Union Street. Rika, live.
Recommend continuance.
Okay.
Of course you do.
Okay.
Of course.
Can't we do this
All
for
right.
6 months?
Yeah.
Over a year.
1 year,
Over a year. A year and a half.
year and a half,
Yeah.
8, what?
It was the first public hearing after I started,
So,
April 25th, 2022.
okay. So
Okay,
wait,
you remember.
but you want us to approve it for, you want us to continue it for another year and, no.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, 30 days.
30 days, okay,
Recommend
that's what I thought,
extensions of
30 days, yeah.
We can't do it more than 30 days?
It is unadvisable per town council.
Yeah,
Oh,
we've been down that road before.
yeah, we heard that.
Okay, I'll take a motion to continue the violation enforcement for 305 Union Street for another 30 days.
I'll give you a motion to extend the violation enforcement for 305 Union Street for another 30 days.
Second.
Vote to extend.
Vote to extend.
or,
Vote to extend.
continue.
Extend,
Vote to extend.
Extend.
That was one of the
Extend.
first things.
extension, the
When I signed
violation
on
enforcement for 305 Union Street is extended for
That's
30
what I wrote,
days.
Because I made a big.
Then we go to minutes. We have
Every
a,
time it
we
comes
have
up. I own it.
we have a minutes from November 2nd, 2023. I have read them, I have no comments. Does anyone else have any comments?
Do not.
No comments? No
All good.
comments? Okay, then I will take a motion to approve the minutes for November 2nd, 2023.
I'll give you a motion to approve the minutes from November 2nd, 2023.
Second.
Okay, round robin?
Vote to approve.
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 Vote to approve.
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 Thank you. We have approval. The minutes for November 2nd, 2023 are approved. Now there's a discussion, a purchase approval, $5,100 for Delcart Dam inspections. Turn it over to Rika Light.
So every 5 years, the dams at Delcart need to be inspected. So we are due for that, and I am here to see if the commission would approve $5,100 out of the Wetlands Fund. I realize that traditionally the Wetlands Fund is for things directly related to wetland conservation or, on the fringe of that. And while I can understand that a dam inspection may not seem to be, on the fringe, I would like to, with Derek Adams, get these dam inspected so we can look at the feasibility of them and potentially removing dam number 5. So dam number 5 is not ones that are on the loop, they're not the spillways, the giant concrete structures that you normally see. Dam number 5 is where beavers routinely block, and it's deep in the woods, and it's a failing structure. So I would like to get the dams inspected, so I can have a report that shows it's poor and failing, so that we can get funding to get it removed.
So is 5 down by the railroad tracks?
No, 5 is, what would that be? It's northeast, like if you're looking at a map, so it's closer to Green Street, like, actually.
So it
Close
kind
to
of
the
backs up
access
to
path
Griffin Road.
between, Pleasant Street and Griffin Road.
Yeah.
It's close, yeah.
Okay.
You're good, thank you for doing that.
So you're betting we're gonna get a negative report on it?
Yeah, oh, we will.
Brickell, just while you're pulling that up,
It's up in here.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or,
Jeez.
yeah.
So what's going to be the impact if we remove that dam?
I would consider it a stream restoration. But, you know, scope of work would be moving the dam, making sure that there's bank stabilization, there isn't sloughing off of the soil from the bank into the waterway.
And the action of removing it would do, I mean,
We would
we're
have
gonna
to,
have to get some kind of equipment back in there, I assume.
yeah, so DPW, there are,
Oh, DPW do it?
there are a few different ways, from neighboring properties to
Okay.
get down and back into that dam.
Okay.
Or more of a culvert, actually, but,
Is it really damming much up right now? That's kind of an interesting spot.
yes. That they impound that area and then it backs up the entire reservoirs.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so it is one area that we want to put in, a flow device, but I would still like to get
Got it.
aside from the requirement that we need to get dams inspected, I think there's enough justification if the commission would
Yeah.
grant it to come out of the wetlands fund.
Do we know why that dam was built in the first place?
That's what I was curious.
Historically, from what I could find, and what I have just from learning about Delcart, is it's one of the structures that was there when it was the reservoirs.
Yeah, 5 we didn't touch. We didn't touch
Yeah.
5. Yeah, 5 was one of, so these were way back when Ernest put in these earthen, like mounds. They weren't even real,
You just,
just people put junk
something in there.
in, just threw stuff, yeah, it was,
Yeah.
yeah.
Was that
Yeah.
to build up the reservoir?
Yeah.
So if we take out that dam,
He wanted a fishing, he's trying to make fishing holes.
right.
So he could get people to pay him to fish in these fishing holes, that was the whole point, yeah.
But if we take out that dam, is the level of water in the major reservoir going to drop?
I don't think so, not
I
from
don't
what
think so.
remember,
I think
no.
the beavers are going to do what beavers do best,
Yeah.
and then it'll be a more natural system.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree. It was
yeah.
iffy, At the time, I remember iffy. Do we even do something about it? Nah, it's not really that critical, we will just leave it. Because we were spending so much money anyway, and it was such a big project on the first floor.
Dam is it really is more of a culvert, so you have an access road that's already impounding water, and then you have a 4-foot concrete structure. With a spillway, and what I think historically there was a weir at one point.
Yes,
but
that's
it's gone.
correct, that's correct.
And
Correct.
to get in there, DPW it's like a sardine can, they've just peeled back the top of the culvert, so you have culvert lip, and just an open hole, so they can get right in there,
Yeah.
because you can't access it from either side.
at any
So-
rate, we're betting that we're going to get a negative determination on the dam.
A poor condition, yes, exactly. And then I can say, hey, this looks like a really good grant to maybe
Yes,
apply
right,
for.
right,
And
right.
look, I have supporting documentation.
Right.
Brickell, just to confirm, the 5100 is for inspection of all the dams on the
Yes.
property?
Yep, all the dams.
Good.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
Okay, does anyone have any questions, concerns, comments? No?
Is this typically where the funding for dam inspections comes from?
No, historically, it has been DPW.
But this is the open space.
It's a conservation area,
Yeah, conservation
so-
area, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is just a public by a road or something, or a railway.
If I may approach.
You may approach.
So that's a concrete structure. So this is just access road, concrete structure, and then where the.
Oh, this is it, right here?
Yeah, I'll go.
Oops,
That's okay.
okay.
So it's that piece, and
Oh.
then
couple swipes with a good sized tobacco and you're done.
Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
So this is looking into the actual culvert.
Yeah.
So there's
Yeah.
concrete, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, back.
So
Back
this
in
is
the
what
day, the guy said, yeah, let's just,
what's
dam this down, yep. Put some fish in there.
So then this is access road, so it's really.
Why not?
this little-
Right, right, right.
Yeah, that would open it up, right?
That's all I remember.
Free reign.
It would, but again, I still imagine.
He's a lot more
beavers.
controversial than this one is.
It would open it up nicely, but I still imagine the beavers will come back in and dam it. But then again, it's a more naturalized system.
Right.
So you can't open it up wide enough that they'd say it's not worth it?
It'd be it's possible, but that would be a much larger project.
Right.
Because then you're actually going to have to de-water to hold the water back while you're
Right.
actually opening up that access way.
Right. Basically building a temporary dam.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's possible. It's not, that then would not be unlike any other dam removal in the region. But those are also very large projects, that take a lot longer.
Okay, there are no more questions? I'll take a vote to approve the $5,100 for the dam inspections at Del Carte.
Vote to approve.
Second?
Okay?
Vote to approve.
You made a motion.
I did?
Okay,
Yes.
now you're approving.
No, I'll approve it.
Okay.
Approve.
Okay, approve.
Vote to approve.
Approve?
Approve.
Okay, everyone's approving. Thank you very much. You got your 51.
Oh,
Thanks for the explanation.
Thank you.
yeah. That was fun.
And I think we have come to the end, my friends, of the evening. So without further ado, I will take a motion to close the meeting.
It'd be a motion to adjourn.
Comments, so.
Do we have any comments?
Yeah, we had a few comments.
Oh, we do, okay, sorry.
No,
We
no,
have some
sorry.
comments.
Almost done.
Almost done, sorry.
So Friends of Franklin Conservation update. I did create a webpage on our conservation page. It is slim, so there's not much there. Okay, it's on the left-hand side, Tyler, towards the end of the persistent links on the left there.
There it is.
It's slim, that's all that's there.
It's there.
But it's there. So Pat is sometime this week going to make an official meeting scheduled for early December of the Friends of Franklin Conservation. So more on that. I'm gonna skip master plan real quick and then you can go back. Accessibility working group. So in 2024, with Friends of Franklin Conservation, the Commission of Persons with Disabilities, and DPW grounds crew and Ryan Jetty. We're going to meet monthly or every other month to start checking off some of our open space goals. Not that that's the reason to do it, but instead of sitting on accessibility and all of our open space goals, I figured why not start it now at the turn of the new year. So with these important stakeholders involved, we'll be able to identify projects on our open space areas and conservation areas where we can improve accessibility, since we all know accessibility is not always true accessibility. So more details to follow on that. And then I did just want to let the commission know that I will not be at the December 14th meeting. I will be out of the office. I hope to be back by January 1st, but more information on that at that time. So that's all I got. You're stuck with John, sorry.
Thank you, John.
Stuck with John.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then just for master plan, I don't actually have much of an update for you guys for this meeting, but we'll have more next meeting. We have our next subcommittee meeting on the 28th, and our next larger meeting for master plan on the 29th. We got a whole dump of data that we've been waiting for from Beta and Barrett to start going through, so we should be making some progress and have some more updates in the near future.
Oh, I actually had one additional one off of that. So for the open space plan, I have not yet submitted it to the state because I am still patiently waiting for a review letter from MAPC. So I have sent them another email asking for that review letter, hopefully by the end of the year. so we can still call it the 2023 open space update.
Please and thank you.
Yes.
Yes, that would be great.
That was all. Yes,
Okay.
July.
Yeah.
All right, that was all I had.
Yep. All for me too.
Anything further? No? No?
Oh, can we just take a quick second? We also had on Sunday,
Okay.
we had our event at Delcart, our community event at Delcart, and it was an amazing turnout, to the point where, you all know we did, cider and donuts. It was our cider and stroll. We had two different groups that went out for walks. Break-A-Lie led a group of scouts from Medway, who were adorable, and Mike Downey came and led, an additional group after that. We ran out of apple cider donuts. We had so many people, and my husband had to go buy more, which is very exciting. I think everyone had a wonderful time.
Yeah.
I think everyone got a lot of it. So it was a great event, and I am looking forward to doing more of them going forward.
We might have to get traffic control.
Yeah.
We'll have to figure out some parking.
We'll have
Yeah,
to,
the parking is, yeah. the
we'll
parking.
have to do that. Of course, any parking over there is gonna require cutting down some trees, which,
I
There
drove by
is
around 11 o'clock and I was
off-street
amazed.
parking
Up and down Pleasant
across
Street.
the street.
Yeah.
You Hardwick Park, and the side streets.
the street.
Cars are parked.
oh, up
Yeah.
on the street?
I mean, it was incredible how many people were there.
How many people are gonna kill going across the
And
street?
I think the more
There's a crosswalk
educational
with lights.
content and
I
the
mean,
more
there is
involvement
like
we can get from the community, the better, so.
When you,
Shows you
that
there's a
that's-
market for that kind of
we'll
activity.
get a
Right?
police detail.
That sounds good.
Get a hayride.
And it was cold.
Shuttle
And
people.
people still
cold.
came. It was
Better
cold
idea.
and people still came, so.
I like that. That sings to me.
I want to drive the tractor. That's why.
You buy me a tractor and I'll be there.
Anything further? Anything?
No. Thank you for letting JD talk.
Sure.
That was
He was
so
very
Of course.
That was good.
He did a great job. He's ready to wield the
I
gavel.
think he might be. 7 years old, ready to rock.
He's ready. Okay, without further ado, may I have a motion to close?
Motion to close.
Second,
Okay, all in favor?
favorite.
Aye.
Aye.
Close.
Closed. Thank you, people.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very effective, Jeff.